Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this problem, we are going to understand the Leetcode problem number 3741. It's a very important question because this question has been asked in many interview questions, right? Many interview, and the most people will try to solve this problem in O of NQ because the question says that, right? It is very difficult to identify that how will you solve this problem, right? So, but I told you that what if I told you the entire problem reduces to just tracking the endpoints, right? And let's break it down in very simple steps so we'll understand. Let's try to understand first what we have given here. You are given an array integer nums, we can say that, as you can see here, right? And you need to pick three indices I, j and k. So we have I, j and k. We have to take, and for if you're taking I, j and k, means at I, j, k there will be some element like numset I, numset j, numset k. Okay, so what it is saying that if we will pick the three indices I, j, k, and these are the three distinct indices, which is good. When it will be good? If all these numbers at these indices are, means the elements at these indices are equal, right? So all the values are equal, right? If all the values are equal, it means we have to find a distance. What is the distance? I minus j, j minus k, and k minus I. If you do the sum of these tuples, right, means you will get some value that is called the distance. And finally, if you calculate this, right, that gives you the absolute value. So what is the absolute value? That is the distance. So we have to calculate that. Okay, now it is saying that return an integer denoting the minimum number, minimum possible distance of a good tuple. Okay, so there can be many tuples, but you have to find the minimum possible distance of good tuples. Okay, if no good tuples exist, return -1, right? I hope you understand. The very first what we have given is, we have given this array, right? Then we have to pick three indices out of this, right? And then we'll check all these values should be equal to, it should be I, j and k. At I, j and k both should be equal, we can say that, right? If we are able to see that the good tuples, means we can find the distance, right? If we can find the distance, right, then what are the minimum possible distances are there? So the smallest means the minimum tuples we have to return as we have given here, right? Otherwise you will return -1. I hope you understand that the thing we have here. Okay, so you can keep watching and understand. If you have any doubt, you can ask me the question, okay, in the comment box. Let's suppose that what we have given here. Okay, the very first thing, what's the problem, right? What's the problem? Problems, what we have given is, we are given an array nums and we need to pick three indices I, j and k, such that nums at I, nums at j, nums at k should be equal to k. Means all these element at these indices should be equal, means all three values must be same. Okay, now compute the distance I minus j, j minus k, k minus 1, k minus I, right? This should be in the absolute value, so it will give the some positive value, and that is called nothing but the distance, right? So this is called distance. Now we have to find, there is many possible good tuples. From there we can find the distance, right? But we need to return the minimum possible distance, not the biggest one. Okay, if such triples exist, then fine. If not, return -1. Gotcha? Let's try to understand further. Now think, what's the code task here? So we have to find the three equal elements. We have to find three equal elements among all such triplets. This is what we have to do, right? And if the three equal elements which is triplets, right, we have to pick the minimum distance one. Okay, how we will do that? Let's suppose that we have given these nums and the indices of, let's suppose we'll take 1 1 1 is this and this. So we'll say this is at 0 1 2 3 and 4. So we pick 0, 2 and 3, because indices of 1, which is, we can say, is equal, right? Means all these numbers are equal, right? Num set I, num set j, num set k. If we'll assume this is I, this is j, this is k, right? So all these indices for this value 1 is same, right? Means this is the valid triplet. So we'll choose this indices I, j, k is a valid triplets. Now we'll find the distance. We'll say 0 minus 2, 2 minus 3, 3 minus 0. Means I minus j, j minus k and k minus I. If you'll do that, you will see that we will get some value, because this is the absolute value. So will negative value become positive here, and this 2 minus 3, it gives you minus 1, so it's also positive. Now 3 minus 0 is coming 3. If you do the sum, you will get 6, which is our answer. Got it? So when do we return minus 1? Minus 1 we will return only if there is no numbers appear at least 3 times. If in the given array, if we do not find an element which is repeating 3 times, it means there is no triplets. In that case, let's suppose for this example 1, 2, 3, 4, there is no such numbers that appears at least 3 times. It means what? There is no triplets exist. What we need to do this time? We will return minus 1, because no triplets exist here. If no valid triplets are there, it means we will return minus 1, because we will never find the distance, because the distance we can only find if we have triplets. If we don't have, we will not do anything. So this is what we have to do, guys. This is our code task. I hope you understand. Still you have a doubt, please ask me in the comment box. Let's continue to understand here. Now think, what makes this tricky? What makes this tricky? So very first, if anybody see at the first glance, right? So this problem looks nested loop of O of NQ, but actually there is a hidden pattern, and the distance, if you will simplify, it becomes efficient. So I'll tell you at least 2 approach will understand that we have understand here. We'll try to understand 2 approaches where we'll understand what is the hidden pattern, how we can solve this type of problem. So keep watching and try to understand. If you have any doubt, make sure that you ask in the comment box. Now the thing is, what's the real goal here? Among all values that appears at least greater than or equal to 3 times, then we have to find the closest group of 3 indices. I mean, there is a possibility that the repeating elements can be greater than or equal to 3. Either it is 3 times it's repeating or greater than or equal to 3, right? The nums will be given. Either it is less than 3, means we will return minus 1, right? If it is greater than 3, we have to find the minimum distance. If we have greater than or equal to, in that case, means we have to find the closest group of 3 indices which gives you the minimum distance. Understand? Let's understand further. So basically what you need to do here, right? Because as we understand, the intuition says that pick any value that appears at least 3 times and minimize the spread between its indices, right? So if the nums we have given here, right, 1, 2, 1, 3, right, like that. So find the value, which value is greater than or equal to 3 occurrence, right? There is only one element, that is 1. So if 1 is repeating greater than or equal to 3 times, it means this is the indices we are talking about, 0 to 3. So only 1 can perform a valid triplets that we have already seen. It means if you want to form the triplets can be I, j, k, and which is 0 to 3. If we will compute this distance, we'll know that we'll get the 6, right? Because we have to compute like this: I minus j, j minus k, and k minus I. And these are absolute values, so you will get the positive value and it will give you some answer. So that is called the distance, because we have to pick any 3 value. We have to pick any value that appears at least 3 times, and we have to minimize the distance, which is basically we have to spread the between its indices. Okay, so what is the intuition says here? Intuition says there is multiple insights that we should understand before going further for the coding. So let's suppose that we have to sort the indices, right? So sort indices mentally, it means I, j, k I should be less than j should be less than k, like that. So for any triplets, we know that this is a possibility that we should understand. I is less than j minus k, right? These are the triplets, so it will be unique indices. Okay, now rewrite the distance. How will we rewrite this distance? Means I minus j is nothing but j minus j minus k is nothing but k minus j, and k minus I is nothing but k minus I. We can say that, right? So if we will calculate the distance, we will just need to do what? We have to add these things, right? If you add, if you observe that, okay, j minus I and k minus j, so this is positive, this is negative, right? So now we'll say minus I and minus I is coming 2 times, so we'll not do anything. It means what we left here is k minus I, it comes 2 times. So it means this is the distance we have to calculate, 2 into k minus I. So basically the question says, if you have 3 indices ij and k, if you want to find the distance, you just need to do what? 2 into k minus I, that we have seen. So this is the hidden thing that we should understand. Let's talk about further, so we'll understand. Insights 2 says that middle index doesn't matter, right? Because ij and k we have seen, ij and k means this j is not required, so we doesn't need to care about that. Because if you notice, if you do j minus I, k minus j, it gives you k minus I. So the total distance we have seen that 2 into k minus I. Since it only depends on the leftmost index I and rightmost index k, and j becomes irrelevant. Okay, let's understand the insights 3. What are we minimizing? So we want actually 2 into k minus I. So we just minimize k minus I. If we'll minimize k minus I, it means it will give you the minimum result, right? Now think about insight 4. So what is the best triplets we have? We have closest 3 occurrence. It means for any value, right? Any value should occur at least 3 times, and we'll get the indices ij k. So only triplets is 0, 2, 3 ij k, right? And we'll spread it. How will you find the spread? K minus I. We know that we need to find k minus I. If k minus I is we are able to find, right, we can calculate the distance. How? You got the k minus I, you just need to multiply by 2, then you will get the result, right? So this is called the intuition, and how you should think about it. Okay, let's continue. Now think that we have to summarize the intuition. Okay, so we are trying to pick 3 equal elements that are close together as possible, right? So another mental example we can choose, like suppose we'll check 0, 5, 6 and 7, right? So possible triplets are 0, 5, 6, we will get 6, 5, 6, 7, we'll get this. Means these are the indices we are talking about, 0, 5, 6, 7, and like that we will take. So the best we will get is what? Is 2, because here the spread comes is what? 2. Here comes is 7. So we need the minimum one. So this is the best we have to do. So always pick 3 consecutive indices which gives you the less spread. Okay. So now understand that if we'll summarize this, means distance implies that 2 into k minus I it will happen. We will ignore the middle index. We'll focus on imaging the speed, and best triplets is nothing but 3 consecutive occurrence that have. Correct. So if we will implement in such a way, then you need to define a map where you will have the integer and its array, right? Means we can say the triplets at each indexes, we can say that, right? Then we'll take a answer which contains the max value, right? For each index we have to go 0 to nums dot length. For each value we will check nums at I, what is the value here. Like that, if the map doesn't contains anything, map doesn't contains the value, means we will put the value last 2 indices I minus 1, and let's suppose minus 1 we will add each value. Otherwise what we will get, we will find the previous 2 values, right? And we'll check if we already have the 2 previous occurrence, right? Previous 0 not equal to minus 1, previous is not equal to minus 1. So very first we will fill all this value, but we check what are the 2 indices are there. Means I, j and k, if you'll find previous 1, previous 2, previous 3, like we will find, and we'll find the value, right? How will you find the value? 2 into k minus I, right? So if you want to find k minus I, means I3 minus I1, you need to ignore the I2, right? So you will find the answer. So this answer is nothing but your distance, right? Like that you will keep adding, you keep finding the answer, right? And what you need to do, you will, once you will find the answer, right, means we will iterate over the many distances, we can say that, and that distance we have to find the minimum, because we have to track the minimum one. Then if this case happens, means we already have previous one, then fine, otherwise we will update our two indices, we will shift the indices, and then we'll check if the answer is the max value, return -1, otherwise you have the minimum value, you return the minimum value. Okay, so this is the way we will implement the approach that we are talking about. There is also another approach that is called traversal hash table approach. So if you observe, right, there is it is saying that by analyzing the problem, we observe that the distance of a valid triplet is equal to the perimeter of generalized triangle, right? Means if we have triangle, you just think that we will select the three indices, this is I, J and K. So we will ignore the K, right? Basically, if we know the left index and the rightmost index K we have, means we will find what, we will find the distance, what is the perimeter will happen here, 2 into k minus 1 that we have already talked about, and we'll get the distance here, right? So this is where we will use the hash table and we'll use the distance here, like that we have talked about, right? So you'll calculate the distance. So if we want to find the previous, what is the previous here? So this is previous, right? Means for, let's suppose this is the example we have. So what is the value here at I, at J, and there will be some K, right? Means if we want to find I, J and K, right? So what is the previous and next? Like that we will calculate the previous and next, right? Because for this I, what is the previous? We don't have anything, but for this, right, what is the previous at I plus 1, means we will get the I, but for this I, what is the next? We'll say I plus 1. Like that we will calculate for all, right? We will have this previous and next. Basically we want to calculate the minimum, right? So we have to form the valid triplets, and then we will find the consecutive occurrence what have the same value, right? So what we need to do, we can efficiently track the occurrence by using the similar structure that we can do through the linked list, right? So what we need to do, let's suppose we need to define a successor array that is called next, right? So what you will define, let's suppose we have to do the reversal traversal, right? So very first you will define the next, and we'll store all the elements 2, 3, 4 that we have is called the next at I, and this value store the next occurrence of the index which we have in the nums at I in the array, and we'll construct this array. We traverse the nums at I, will traverse the nums at I, and then we will build. Means basically we want to traverse the nums at I in the reverse or reverse traversal while using a hash table, right, to record the most recent occurrence at each time. I'll pause this video and go through this one so you will understand clearly. Okay, now you will understand that next what we need to do. Let's suppose we have already nums we have ready and the next we have ready, right? Now you will do the left to right traversal, right? So if you will see that, you will say, okay, we have some value which is here, right? It's repeating here. Okay, so if you want to find the value, you will see that, okay, these values are repeating here. So we'll take this, we also have here, right? So we'll take this value and we'll find the distance. Okay, so let's suppose for this 6 minus 1 we'll get, right, what is the value? Means from here to here we'll find this distance, you will get that minimum is coming 10. Okay, so in that case, the same way what you need to do is you will fill with the, you will create an array. In this case it will take O of n size, right, because we are filling the elements, and we'll calculate the same occurrence. You will try to find, you will find the what is the occurrence you have, right? Check the occurrence, otherwise you will put the occurrence here. Then you will find the second position what we have, like that, and you will know that third position minus I will do, you will get the value, and you will update our answer as well, like we have done previously, right? So this is what we have, guys, in this video. You pause this video, try to go through the approaches, right, and let me know in the comment section you understand or not, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.